fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great on this beautiful Saturday morning.
It's a little crisp.
Yes, it is.
It's a little crisp.
Absolutely. You know, Elise, one of our goals here at Trend Radio is for all of our listeners to be informed and to have better sex.
Absolutely.
And we are...
And you're going to help them with that, I know.
Yes, we are. And so are you.
Of course.
Elise and I are proposing a fun sexual challenge to all who want to play.
I can't wait. Yes.
And
this is
it
going
is
to be fun.
called Red Light, Green Light.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Now, do you remember that game?
I do.
Yes,
I used to play it running across the field.
That's right.
Red light, green light.
Well, this is a sexual red light, green light.
Okay.
You know, what most men need if they're...
Most men need a green light.
That's right. You know, especially if they're getting too close to orgasm, you know, they need to take a break. I'm talking about premature.
Okay, so then you also all of a sudden have to scream, red light.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
So, you know, a lot of guys who have this premature problem need to take a break and calm themselves down a little bit.
Okay.
Now, the problem is a lot of guys really feel embarrassed.
So they don't know to do that.
Well, embarrassed to take a break.
Okay, but they don't know how to get around that.
No.
That's what I was saying.
They see it as a sign of failure.
I understand, but there's a way around that without it being a failure and it's still being fun.
Okay, what's the way around?
Well, you can start doing something else.
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, one really hot way is to get him to take these breaks is to play that adult version of the red light, green light.
Okay, so basically the women need to be understanding and realize that there's this
there is an issue,
and so the women need to actually take control without the man actually realizing it.
Right, and
ladies.
You just can't say, you know, Joe, you're just too fast. You're too quick.
You're looking a little flustered there.
You're just too quick,
baby. Yeah, you can't do it like that.
So what you want to do is you want to tell him beforehand that you want to play a game. Guys love playing games with their girls.
I know a lot of guys that do play games.
So whenever one of you says red light, both partners have to stop immediately what they're doing and stay perfectly still until the same person calls out green light.
Really?
Yeah. So
you're just doing whatever you're doing, and all of a sudden somebody says red light and you just stop.
Well, only if this is to help a guy who's premature. Okay. So if you as a lady can sense him starting to get close to that point of no return, say red light.
Okay.
It's not like, okay, everybody's having a good time and you just want to be a biatch. Yeah, red light, you know. Got it.
So, that's pretty funny.
Right. Now, this game can make taking a break really feel sexy, and it's really a taunting tease.
Okay.
You know, unlike...
I think that's great.
Isn't that a great thing?
Yeah, it is a great thing.
You know, I heard a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but, you know, to me it was very, very funny. Well, you know, a friend of ours is a sexual coach.
Okay.
And this couple that we know was having a problem.
Right.
Their appetites were different.
Okay.
His was much stronger than hers.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And it also happens where she has a stronger appetite than he does, and that's kind of odd.
Well,
but
we did a show on that a couple of weeks ago.
But that does happen. I have heard of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know,
he's a very lucky guy.
Yes, women. There are women that have greater drives than the men they're with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a crazy thing. But this couple went to their counselor, and the counselor suggested what you do is you get a little sign, and you get some construction paper, one green, one red, and you paste them together. You put them on a paper clip, and you
twist,
you flip it over. You flip it over. So if it's a red light, nobody's in the mood today. And fine. Or if it's red and you flip it to green, and then your partner flips it back to red. But if you do green and your partner leaves it green, well, you know what
you're
it's
gonna
time
get something.
for. You know.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna get a little something.
Oh, that's okay.
But
so it's like you have to play with the construction paper
yes.
sign.
You play with the construction paper,
my gosh.
which is constructing a happier, more fulfilled sex life.
Okay.
The problem that our friend had, we'll call him Al. He says to the
You're terrible. Can't we call him Bob?
All right, we can call him Bob.
We'll call him Bob.
Okay.
Okay, I got you there, Al. Don't you worry.
He told the counselor, yeah, the light, she never has the light on green. It's always red. It's never green.
Yeah. Poor Bob.
Yes, poor Bob. So anyway, I just... that's a challenge for all of our listeners out there.
Okay, you hear it, everybody. Red light, green light.
That's right. And we want to know all about it for next week's show.
Of course we do. That was very funny.
So, by the way, in case you're just joining us, we are Trend Radio.
Yes, we are.
We talk about romance, love, lust, and sex.
Mostly sex.
And we're talking now about the fish, the female fish.
Fish.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. Now,
I love fish.
So do I. Tastes like chicken. If you
No,
fry
it
them up just
doesn't.
right.
That's children.
Oh, that's something.
Silly.
So, did you know that female fish judge the male fish on their nest building skills?
I did not know that, but I do know a lot of females that judge a lot of males.
That's right. And what is DIY?
Do it yourself.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I didn't know. I saw this acronym. And
The DIY Network. Don't you even you watch that? Do It Yourself Network.
I don't watch that one.
You do.
I watch...
You've actually watched it. I know you have because you've actually done some of those things on that Do It Yourself Network that I've actually seen in your house that you've done. You watch it.
The network that I mostly watch is Call Pete to Come and Do It For Me network.
I should have known.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, getting back to the fish.
Okay.
There's new research that shows that the female sickleback fish, they pick their sexual partners based on their ability to build homes and respond to the changing conditions before heading off to hang out with their girlfriends. Isn't
that interesting?
Kinda
I know
like,
a lot of women who do that.
Yeah, I had a couple of exes.
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
a lot of women that pick their partners based on what they can do for them and how much money they have and how many gifts they have for them. I know this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. Keep an eye out for me. I'm a sucker.
I know.
Anyway,
I know.
these orange-hued fish in possession of tiny little brains.
I know some people like that too. Tiny little brains.
Yeah, so my brain is my second favorite organ. You know that? Well, anyway, they teach us powerful lessons about where society is going wrong.
Wow. Okay.
Now, the sicklebacks can answer many profound human questions like, what does a truly gender equal society look like?
Wow. That is a good question.
And how should couples share the burden of childcare?
Exactly. Well, you know what? If you're going to be a couple and share everything.
That's right, including
That's what I think.
How to best allocate the domestic chores.
Absolutely.
And
I know exactly how to do that.
I know
I think
you
I
do.
told you years ago.
Yes.
I once said to my husband years ago, I just don't feel sexy doing this cleaning.
Oh.
It was very funny. But of course, that's not even reasonable. And that was a long time ago. But it was a very funny moment. He just kind of looked at me and tilted his head like, are you kidding me?
Well, anyway, these little fishes have the answer to all those questions and more.
What do you mean?
Well, these fish are commonly found in the coastal fresh water in the northern hemisphere.
Okay.
And sicklebacks really powerfully challenge our conventional expectations of the male-female gender roles
Really?
in the natural world.
Huh.
Now, female sicklefish prefer hanging out with their girlfriends, and they leave the burden to childcare entirely to the male fish.
Isn't that interesting? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, these female fish are something, aren't they? I bet you want to just go fishing now, huh?
I'm going to put a big old hook on it.
Yeah. Get those female ones.
Well, anyway,
But I'll bet you the males are the tastiest.
I wouldn't know. According to new research, the female fish pick their male sexual partners based on their do-it-yourself skills.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I find that to be amazing because they just want to hang out. They want to hang out with their girls. I love it. That's hysterical. I'm telling you, I actually know people like this.
I'll bet.
I know women like this.
I had a lady in my life that, sexually speaking, she wanted me to be the DIY guy. She
Hey, go do it yourself. Okay? Yeah. I don't have time for this. I'm going to hang out.
Yeah,
I'm going to hang out with my girls.
So, what's interesting is we're very used to thinking about the females providing care all the time.
Well, that's interesting because most women that I know, most families that I know, the women are the main caretakers of their children. Most of them. But there are some.
I know.
There are some that men and women do a lot of the sharing. I was very fortunate. My husband was very, very good with that. He did a lot with our children, and still does.
Yeah.
And so that was I was very fortunate with that.
He really is
and
a
I
great
have
guy.
to say, my father actually, growing up, my father did a lot with us too. And did a lot of the housework, a lot of the chores, because my mother just didn't like it.
Didn't make her feel sexy.
Nah, she just didn't like it, may she rest in peace. She just didn't like it. But that's besides the point.
Well, with the fish.
With the fish. Back to the fish.
Back to the fish. Where there is parental care, the males really often provide it. And
I find that amazing.
Yeah. So as these eggs are...
I wonder what kind of care there needs to be for a little baby fish.
Well, they need to be kept in the seaweed.
Oh, they need to be kept safe.
They need to be kept safe.
Okay, so
because
they're
other
the
fish will eat them.
protectors. Yeah, they're the protectors.
They're the protectors.
Okay,
which is a male gender role.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, so men are the ones that protect. So, okay, so they're protecting them. And they take care of them also when they're little and wee?
Yeah.
Wee and little?
Wee and little.
Okay.
So, now, if you realize that the fish eggs are externally fertilized. So what the females need to do...
Oh, my God. So the
Yes.
females lay the eggs and then the males, put whatever they need to do to make them into little baby fish and then they protect them.
Yes.
I understand what they're doing.
Yep.
They're protecting their investment.
Yes, they are.
Got it.
So
Just
these-
like a man.
Just like a guy. The female, they dump the eggs with the males, and then the males deposit their sperm.
Got it.
Now, and the female is gone at that point, and the male gets left holding the baby because they dump the
he's-
eggs and go.
That's the way they do it. And
Yep.
he takes care of like I said, his investment. He makes sure that it grows into another little male or female fish.
That's right, and
to do exactly the same
doesn't
thing.
matter. We don't care. I know with my 6 illegitimate children, I don't care if they're boys, girls, or anything.
Whatever
in
they
between.
are, yeah.
Yes. What are they? Transgendered? Doesn't matter. I love them
God.
all. So
Ay.
after they've dumped the baby, these flighty female fish like nothing better than to hang out with their damn girlfriends.
With their damn
Their
girlfriends?
damn girlfriends.
Ay.
During the breeding season, the females live in shoals with other female sicklebacks.
They just hang out.
They just hang out. They all live together.
They just hang out like a little commune.
That's right. No testicles allowed.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And really, these little female fish are quite the socialites, and they swim around in groups, and they develop their eggs in clutches, and they go out and they look for males to spawn with.
Isn't that interesting?
And then they go back to their girlfriends, go back to the group.
Wow. Well, you know what? You got to give it to them. They certainly have a nice little pattern there.
It seems to. It
Wow.
seems to. And you know, the more I'm talking about this, the more I'm thinking about some of those awful women that have been in my life.
And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking, wow, what a way to show a guy. Yeah.
You know, these females, they hang out. The poor guy fish, they're busy. They build a nest. They're going to raise their little sickleback fish. They're going to feed them. They're going to protect them.
You know what? I give it to them. Kudos to the guys. Kudos to the guy fish.
Well, you know, the scientists already knew that the males put a really inordinate amount of effort into building their nests. And they build them right along the edges of the river and lakes. And they actually fight other males for the space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, who can have the best apartment, you know?
That's right. Hey, this was my bachelor pad. It ain't no more.
That's pretty funny.
So these scientists, what they did is they put males in a tank and gave them the materials that they needed.
That they need, right.
And they let them build their nest under one of two conditions. One, where the tank was fully oxygenated water. Oxygenated? Am I saying that right?
Oxygenated.
My tongue is not working. Oxygenated.
Oxygenated.
That's the
Yeah.
one. Or a slightly reduced oxygen level tank.
Okay.
So
now what would be the reason for that? Why would they have one tank with more oxygen and the other tank with less?
okay. Well, with reduced oxygen, the males would build nests that were more open and less compact.
Oh,
And
yeah, more flowing, like yeah,
right. And
free
enabling
flowing.
them to fan more oxygen over the baby fish.
Okay, and then they'd get more exercise, and yeah, okay.
Right, so there's more open water, and they
Okay, and so then the ones that have the more oxygen, you know, there's less movement, I guess. They don't need to.
That's
So I
right.
guess that's for the lazier guy, the beer belly guy.
Right, the oxygen levels were higher. The males built a tighter, more compact nest.
Right.
So it shows that these fish are very responsive to the oxygen conditions in
Well, they're
the
very
water.
responsive to their, you know, atmosphere.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And they're doing whatever they can to make sure that their babies are well taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Again, kudos to these male guys, these male fish.
That's right. So then I guess we really are the stronger gender, huh?
Have a baby.
No, thank you.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. So, you know, what was really cool is that when they put the females in the tank, the females decided whether or not to spawn with the males based on the conditions that they were experiencing and how the nest reflected that.
How funny is that?
That's right. The female fish would select looser nests in tanks with reduced oxygen and tighter nests in high oxygen environments.
Well, they know
So they
also.
knew the difference.
They know the difference too. Well, of course they do. They can breathe. You know, they can feel the oxygen going in, and they know the difference, and they know exactly what they need to do to make sure that these little babies are born and raised beautifully, even if they have nothing to do with it. Except for, you know what? They do have something to do with it. It's their egg.
You know, the other factors that female sicklebacks use when determining a mate is that they always choose the most brightly colored, strongest, fittest males.
Really?
Doesn't
I
that
know
sound-
girls like that. I know girls like that. They want the most brightly colored, strongest, fittest males. Got it.
Is that why Raymond is always wearing those bright orange shirts and lime green sneakers and things like that?
No.
He's attractive. It's called peacocking.
Yeah, but no, he's not looking for a girl to find him.
No? Okay. I was
No.
just curious.
No.
So anyway, these are fixed preferences that don't change. All the fish do the same thing.
Isn't that amazing?
Right. But when it comes to the behavior of that female stickleback, they were changing what they preferred based on the condition of the water.
Well, I understand that because they're changing it based on their atmosphere.
Right.
And that's their concern. Their atmosphere, their whole goal is to lay these eggs so that they can have these babies.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's their whole goal. And then, of course, chatting up with their girls. But that's afterwards. That's after they lay their eggs. They have to make sure they find the most suitable place for those eggs to make sure that it's exactly what needs to be done.
Right. And they can change their behavior depending on whatever.
Whatever the condition is,
Yeah.
they're adapting.
Yeah. Kind of like some of the women you were talking about who stick with you when the going is good. But if your health, your finances, or
Now,
your looks
that's
disappear.
the difference between an all-weather friend and a fair-weather friend.
That's right.
You want to be all-weather, and you want to surround yourself with all-weather people, not fair-weather.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for me, I actually found out who was fair-weather and all-weather.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I found that out during my storm.
Mm-hmm. So, let's do some real fishing.
Oh, I love fishing, and I love to eat fish.
Okay. Speaking of fish, I have Captain Neil's 5-step fishing plan.
All right.
Okay. Number 1.
Does it include eating any of the fish after?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
good. Yeah, go for it.
What you do is you find a body of water that's somewhat clean with foliage on it, like water lilies or cattails and calla lilies.
Calla lilies.
I was having a hard time getting that out.
Yeah, I know. Your tongue is twisted.
Yes. So
Got it.
you got to get away from the road noise and that city noise. Pick up a rod, a fly rod or a spinning rod, and cast it out.
So you're going to go to a pretty lake or...
Yes.
My lake has fish.
I know.
Well, not right now. It doesn't, but they they dump a lot of fish in my lake. But go on.
Well, and then what you do is you take in your surroundings, like the trees, the sky. Notice the wind, feel it blowing through your hair.
I was doing that this morning.
Feel it on your face. So tell us about that.
I was doing that this morning. I walk out of my house and I walk on the deck right before I get to my car, and I just stand there and I look at the beauty right in front of me. It's that lake with the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trees. Well, now there are no pretty leaves, but that's okay. They'll come back. But just the crystally water, and it's just gorgeous.
How does that wind blowing
smell-
across the lake affect the water?
It ripples.
Oh.
It ripples. I smile every day when I see that lake.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Listen to the birds in the trees, any wildlife running through the forest.
Yeah, right now it's very dismal because it's a little chilly.
Well, there'll be a lot of deer out right now.
Yeah, there are.
And
my gosh.
And if you want them to see more deer, what you do is you get some corn.
Deer food.
Or corn. Corn is deer food.
Okay.
And you
anything
just-
that a deer would want to eat.
Yeah, and you throw that corn out there and you feed them. My cousin has a deer feeder, and he gets the corn off of the cob, and it's kind of like not the kind of corn you and I would eat. It's hard and it's got all those different colors in it.
Oh yeah, like the autumn corn, like the
Yes.
corn for before Thanksgiving
Yes.
that you hang on your door.
Yes, like that kind.
The Indian corn, yeah, that they were always talking about.
And
Yeah.
he has what's called a spreader. So twice a day, in the morning and in the evening at 5 o'clock, this spreader goes on with a timer. And what it does is it spreads the corn out, and at like 2 minutes to 5, these deers know that corn is coming. And
they're waiting, and
they're
his yard is
waiting.
filled with deer. Oh, how
the
beautiful.
yard, and he sits on the porch and he just...
watches the deer. Oh,
Yes.
that's beautiful.
In the morning, he's drinking his coffee, looking at the beer. Did you?
Did you need a beer? Did you
No,
need
that's
a beer?
at 5 o'clock. He sits
You
on the
want-
porch
with a
beer to watch
Loves
the deer.
I got it.
You know?
Uh-huh. Do you ever sit with him with the beer and the deer?
I have a couple of times. Absolutely.
Yeah, it must be beautiful.
It really is. And it's just amazing because, he says, now sit quietly on the porch. And it's like 5 minutes to 5. And you see them just starting to come out, and they're come out of the woods, and they're walking very slowly. And it's like the more you watch, the more just appear in front of you.
That. And I'll tell you something about that. watching that, it's so nice to watch that with your partner too, your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And then that just kind of gives you that lovely little romantic feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
it
you can
does.
go inside and light a fire and have some wine and, you know, you never know what will happen.
That's right.
Red light, green light.
Well, when I was a kid, we used to fish at a river called Stony Brook,
Uh-huh.
and I think I still have my childhood fishing rod. The thing is only about 3 feet long. It's a
Oh,
little
you
tiny.
can give that to Noah.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm going to make sure. Now it's on the radio. Dana, we're picking up the little tiny fishing rod for Noah so Noah can fish.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, we used to sit there and we would catch, we were always hoping for trout, but we would always catch sunnies.
Oh, sunnies.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And if they were big enough, what we would do is we would eat them. And we would have our little hibachi grill
Oh, right
and
then
our
and there.
coal.
So
And
you would just kill them and eat them right there.
we would, you dress them. Don't kill them.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I don't fish.
Okay.
I fished once. I threw up, and that was the end of it.
So we would prepare them for consumption. And we had aluminum foil. We'd put them in the aluminum foil. We would season them both sides, put a dab of butter and a lemon wedge. We'd fold up the foil
And put it right on
put
your
it
little
right
grill?
right on the grill. And we would fish and eat and fish and eat.
Very cool.
Fish and eat. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I can imagine. That sounds like a great day. Oh, yeah.
So, speaking of eating and fishing, I'm reading this article that you should eat like a dog.
Eat like a dog?
Eat like a dog.
You know, Okay. I'm curious as to why you would want to eat like a dog, but because I don't. Okay, go on. I'm confused. Okay. Eat like a dog.
Well, you know.
You mean eat like what a dog would eat, or eat the way a dog eats?
You eat the way a dog eats. And wolfing down your food is not smart. So
Well, dogs wolf down their food.
they're going to teach you some new tricks.
My dog eats like a dog.
Well, let me tell you, that's because you are not trained. Here's how you eat like a dog. First thing you do is sit. Set a meal.
Oh, God, he's so serious. He's so serious.
All of my dogs, when
Well, my
when it
dog
was
sits before waiting for her food.
and doesn't eat it until you.
Tell her to eat. Okay, here you go,
All right,
Trix.
so there. No, it's not here you go.
I put
It's
it
like-
down for her. I put her water down. Here you go, baby. Now you can eat. And she eats.
And she sits there and waits till you tell her it's okay.
Well, she's wagging her tail. I'm trying to think. Yeah, she actually doesn't touch anything until I'm ready for her to eat it, actually.
Okay. Now, can I get back to my routine?
Okay.
I'm wagging my tail right now.
I see it.
Now, where was I? Sit.
You were sitting.
Okay. So.
Don't bark at me,
You-
by the way.
So just like a dog, you sit. You set a mealtime routine and you stick to it.
Okay, then
And-
you stay.
And that'll keep you in the habit of eating more fruit and vegetables, less junk. And research shows that structure means boundaries.
I understand.
And these may be what keep us from sniffing around for that little extra.
Okay, you know, I have to tell you
Treat.
something. I understand that. Now, that I don't necessarily, I mean, I never heard this term before, eat like a dog, but when I originally lost all that weight years ago that I lost, I was eating like a caveman. And then, of course, paleo
You
came
mean a
out.
cave woman?
Whatever. Paleo came out and took my idea, but that's besides the point. But I was saying that, you know, people then, they ate, you know, they had a very set schedule. They would go and find the food, they would eat it. It was mostly proteins, it was mostly fresh vegetables, fruit, you know. They weren't eating McDonald's or bread or potato chips or anything like that. nor were they eating chocolate. But besides that, that's what I always thought was the healthiest. But okay, I understand what you're saying now. Eat like a dog.
Right.
Okay, so after they sit.
Now you stay. Really stick your snout in that bowl and enjoy your meal. Don't scroll through
I watch
your
you
emails.
do that sometimes. When you're eating, you're just eating.
That's right. You're concentrating.
You are eating. You're just eating. It's not even good to talk to him because he's eating.
Well, I'm glad you realized that.
It's the truth.
Because I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me.
Oh, ouch.
Now.
You bite my hand. Let me just tell you something, okay? I will not make you another sandwich.
So sit and eat. Don't do your emails. Don't watch TV.
Absolutely.
People do this.
No. When you actually sit down and eat, and we've always talked about this, when you actually sit down and eat and you're eating...
You're right. When you're eating, you eat because stress can lead to overeating.
Oh, absolutely. And then, see, the thing is, though, when you're just concentrating on just eating, you're only eating what's on your plate.
That's right.
If you're looking at your emails and looking at your phone and doing this, you're not realizing what you're eating, and you continue. You continuously eat. You eat crackers, and you eat more than that's, what's actually on your plate. You go for the bread. You're just not concentrating, and you don't feel full. You don't realize it. So when you're actually just sitting down and concentrating on your meal, you start to feel full very quickly, actually.
That's right.
I know. That actually happens to me.
The University of Minnesota did some research, and they found that focusing on the taste and the texture is
of your food, yeah.
Yes, and that keeps you under control, and you're not doing all those crackers and this and that.
Yeah,
all that
and
other
the
stuff.
butter on the bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have a piece of bread with butter. It really actually is. It's just you don't realize you actually ate it when you're going through your emails.
Mm-hmm.
So you eat another.
That's right.
And that's what happens. That's like
and you
at
don't
the
even taste
movies.
it.
That's like at the movies. You don't even realize you ate the entire large container of popcorn.
Yeah.
That's why I never eat at the movies, ever. I always go after eating a meal.
It's mindless eating.
Exactly, because
you're
watching, you're scared. You're watching a really crazy picture, and it's scary, and there's action, and you're like chomping on your popcorn, and then you're eating your Kit Kat, and before you know it, you ate like pounds of food
that you didn't even realize.
No.
And then you're still hungry
and
when you're
then
done.
after the movie, you go out for dinner. That's what happens.
Oh.
I know. And there's your belly issue.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So then, after a meal, you heal. You pay attention to your body. A dog will barf if it's eaten something bad, and if you feel sluggish or bloated or pained.
And a dog will also vomit if he ate too much.
Yes, he will.
See, a dog and a cat, animals
I dated
know.
a couple of girls who would do that.
Animals know. I'm sure you did.
Mm-hmm.
Animals, farm animals know. Any animal knows exactly when to stop.
That's right.
They know their bodies.
That's right. And they know what to eat and what not to eat.
Exactly.
Food is a fuel. And
they know what fuels their body.
That's right.
But we know what fuels our body also. And yet sometimes we drift into other directions for that Kit Kat or buttered flavored popcorn.
Because it tastes so good.
Because it does something to the serotonin in your brain.
That's right.
It gives you the oxytocin, serotonin, that kind of thing. That's why.
And then after your meal, you walk.
Oh.
Go for a stroll after your meal. It helps your digestion.
It really does.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. You know what, though? That's interesting because after Trixie has her dinner or whatever, Brian takes her for a walk or Mara takes her for a walk. I should probably do that.
You should do that.
I should go for the walk with Trixie.
That's right.
Thing is that Trixie walks sideways, and I can't always keep up with her.
Well, you have to teach her how to walk.
Trixie had an accident years ago, and when she's walking and running, she goes a little sideways, and she fell and broke her collarbone and has unfortunately, a little bit of brain damage. She is a very good dog, but that's what happened to her.
I see. All
yeah.
right.
So she walks sideways, like a little to the side. It's from her accident, from her injury.
I will teach you how to walk her. Dogs are very apt to learning. They want to please you.
I think you should teach Trixie. You should walk Trixie.
So anyway, getting back to walking and your digestion. Krista Scott Dixon of the Diet and Fitness. She's a diet and fitness coach firm.
Okay.
It's called Precision Nutrition.
Right.
She says, since you know you'll be walking, you're less likely to scarf down food until you're immobile.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
So if you know and you plan what you're going to do, because I know they're like holidays, you eat, you
Oh, my
unbuckle
God.
your pants, and all you can do
Thanksgiving?
is faint on the sofa.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or any of the holidays, actually.
I try not to do that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's right.
A lot
so
of food.
you wind up eating too much, and then your wife gets mad at you because you're fat, and then you get mad at her because she
fed you.
and she's burping like crazy after those big heavy meals, and then boom, before you know it, divorce.
Over a burp?
Over eating too much, getting fat, losing your figure, and then you
It
blame
happens
each other.
sometimes. Really?
That's right.
Who
That's
blames
right.
anybody?
Well, 44% of men blame their spouse for their divorce, and 64% of women blame the men for their divorce.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting, yeah.
Now, the regret of divorce, 61% don't regret their of men. 61% of men do not regret the divorce. But interestingly enough,
But women do?
73%
I don't know.
don't regret.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
do not
I was
reg-
about to say, I don't know very many women that regret their divorce. They are so damn happy. My girls that come in for their nails, they are so happy without their ex-husbands in their lives. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's amazing to me how angry they are at them.
Yeah, why is that?
Oh my gosh, they are just so angry. It's amazing to me.
Well,
I don't even understand how that happens, how you become so angry at somebody that you once loved so much.
yeah, that makes no
And
sense. to me.
especially the ones that you have children with.
Unless you didn't love them in the first place. You only thought you did.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know some women, boy, they've had kids, a number of kids, and they just hate their exes. I don't get it.
Well, Elise, there are behaviors that can make people like you more.
I know there are.
Yes.
I know there are like books out there about that.
How to be liked.
Yeah. How to win friends and influence people also.
Oh, I made my entire staff read that.
I was one of the people that you made read it, but
That's right.
But
And wait a
you
minute.
made me read it only because everybody else was reading it, but I'd already read it.
And here's an interesting story. There was one person that didn't read the book,
Ah, she's no longer with us.
and she's not with us any longer. Isn't that interesting how that happened?
Is actually, now that we're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that was a wonderful thing, and everybody did really well. I was so proud of the girls, especially the ones that read it.
Yes.
Because it's very, very good. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Everybody should have a
Get
copy.
that book. You'll be glad you did.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. You read that book and you contact us via Trend Radio at trendradio920@gmail.com. That's our email, of course. You know that. Email us. Let us know that you read the book, and I will send you a $50 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon, a reward for you, because I'm going to like you if you read that book.
And for those who are on our Facebook, like us.
Like our page, Anthony Vincent Salon. Like our page.
Because likable people have an aura of confidence and joyfulness.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you get when you come into our salon.
Oh my gosh. You want to come in? You want to smile? You come into Anthony Vincent Salon because we are there. We are smiling. We are happy. If you look at our Facebook, you'll see it's where happy people go to have happy people make them feel beautiful.
Wasn't that a disco song? Okay.
Studio 54.
Anyway,
Hey.
you're right. Come into our salon. We are always smiling. We do not carry the world on our shoulders, and we do nothing that focuses on negativity.
Nothing.
That's right. When you are
It's
in
all
our
about
presence,
happiness and being positive.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's just easy going.
Sunshine. Mara nicknamed me Sunshine on a Stick.
Very nice. I know sometimes you want to beat me with a stick.
I did.
So, what makes us so likable?
Because we smile all the time.
Yes, we do.
And because we're confident. And because we're happy.
And we want nothing in return.
That's the point.
That is the
Why
point.
would you want, just because, well, the only thing I actually want in return is when I
tip?
smile at somebody, I want somebody to smile
20%
back.
gratuity?
I want somebody to feel good. I want somebody to be happy.
Do you know the smile is the one thing
It's completely contagious.
That's right. It is contagious. You can't buy it. You can't demand it. It can only be given away.
Absolutely. And we smile all the time, and people smile back.
That's right.
I love that.
And likable people genuinely ask for nothing.
Absolutely.
They sit with you over a cup of coffee, just like we're doing now.
You know, that's so interesting. I don't remember the last time I asked for anybody for anything.
No, never.
I don't even, I'm thinking about this, what you're saying, and I don't typically ask anybody for anything.
You asked me the other day if you could hold a dime.
I could hold what?
You hold a dime. You say, Annie, let me hold a dime. I had no clue what you were talking about. That slang talk from your old neighborhood. Hold a dime. That means she wanted me to give her $10 is what that means. Hold a dime.
Really?
That's what that was.
I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, yes.
I never even heard that statement. And you looked funny saying it. Your lip kind of quivered.
Elise will sit with you over a cup of coffee. She'll engage in conversation. Likeable people make eye contact. They smile. This is Elise. We're describing you.
Because they're honest.
That's right. They truly don't want anything but to be with you.
And for you to be happy.
That's right. And if someone walks into the room, give that person your attention.
Always. I always do that.
That's right. Likable people have this ability to put whoever is around them first and foremost for attention.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A likable person wants to help you,
Always.
but not for their benefit.
No, for yours.
They want to make sure they can be of service to you because they have endured their share of struggles themselves.
Of course. But the most important thing to me is that people should be happy and well taken care of and just smile. And if I can put a smile on somebody's face, that just makes me happy.
That's right. You want to be likable? Act like Elise.
Yeah, whatever you do, just smile, listen to them, and just continue to smile and help them. And that's all you can do.
That's right. Be like Elise. She has incredible listening powers.
I listen to a lot.
That's
Let
right.
me tell you something. My co-host talks a lot. I listen to a lot.
Boy, your man and my lady's going to have a ball. Us talking, blowing all this sunshine up each other's butts here. I know I'm going to hear about it. I'm sure you will too.
No, I won't hear about it because no, we're friends and we're talking and that's it. That's all there is to it.
Well, honey, I not only like you, I love you.
I love you too, and I like you.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Ida.
Well, you're sitting next to me and you're looking
but I was
at me.
talking to the microphone.
You're always talking to the microphone. You're always talking to the microphone.
All righty. Let's get back to the show here.
I don't love you anymore.
All righty. If you're just joining us now, we're Anthony, Vincent, and Elise.
And we are Trend Radio.
And we are talking about how you can behave or some of the behaviors that you can change or do to make people like you more.
Absolutely.
And, you know, likable individuals, they let you talk and they share with you about your life. When you walk...
And they're, you know what? Likable people are confident people. They're strong people. They're happy people. And they have an expectation, no matter what, that they're going to be happy.
That's right. They aren't insecure.
No.
They have no hang-ups about how other people see them.
No, because they're not worried about that. They're more concerned with making sure that they're making you feel good.
That's right. And they're
Yeah.
happy in their own skins, and they
Absolutely.
know that...
Comfortable. They're comfortable with
Comfortable.
themselves.
That's right. And when they're in a group setting, they're going to meet a bunch of people, and a likable person has that ability to transfer that confidence that you talked about to others
Absolutely.
when they speak with them.
And confidence is sexy.
That's right. And you can't not like a person
Who's so confident and happy.
and makes you feel good about yourself.
Exactly.
That's right. You know, when you walk away from a person like this, you say, wow, what a great person.
What a dynamic person. What a dynamic feeling. How is that possible that that person is just so comfortable and happy and be that person?
Well,
be happy.
They make you feel like the center of attention. And
Because you are.
That's right. And they have no problem with, with all that they've shared with you.
Exactly.
And they have, it's almost like they have the ability to make it feel like a therapy session.
I do that.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
My clients actually text me, call me, and say thank you for the beautiful nails and therapy. And I love
Elise.
that. I love that. I love that I make them feel that way. And
Dr.
I love...
Lisi Moore. See, Dr. Lisi Moore, people will like you more.
And they'll like your nails too.
That's right. And your hair.
Of course. But I don't do their hair.
I will.
Okay. Listen to him having to hone in on my my likableness.
Well, they're genuine folk. I want to be like too.
Well, I guess you better try harder.
Well, unlike me, the likable person has nothing to prove.
Yeah, I don't.
What you see is what you get with them.
That's actually true about me. What you see is what you get. That's the truth.
That's right.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, I am right there.
Likable people are genuine in all aspects. If they don't like something, they let you know. That's you.
Oh yeah. If I don't like it, oh yeah, you know it.
Oh, just by look on your face.
Yeah.
It's like, what a pain in the butt this kid is going. Oh,
stop it.
And to be more likable, you don't need to judge or criticize anybody.
Why would you want to criticize anybody? It's not your business.
You should like everyone.
You know, the thing is that it's not your business to judge anybody. You're not God. So, only God has the power to judge. So,
judge not that ye not be judged.
Exactly. What he said.
And, likable people, if they don't understand something, they just accept it as it is.
Well, I have to be honest with you. There are some things when I don't understand, I do ask and I do
over
say.
And over.
Not over and over anymore.
Over
I haven't
again.
done that in a while.
Yes, about like 3 days now.
No, it's been.
You're due.
It's been a long time. I haven't said, I just don't understand.
I heard it this morning.
No.
You just weren't talking about me. I know you pulled that I don't understand on somebody. I've been using it, though. It works. Maybe that's why people don't like me.
You think that's the reason?
I think it is. It can't be my charm.
You are very charming.
And bright smile.
You are charming with a nice bright smile, and you are very charismatic.
But
you lie.
Sometimes a guy just can't help himself. But I have never said to anyone they look beautiful if they didn't.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yes. You know what? The one thing that you have a wonderful way with, though, you are very true. When you tell somebody that something is beautiful, you choose something that is beautiful and tell them that that is beautiful.
Of course.
And the one thing that is always true, no matter what, and it's always, always real and genuine. When you tell somebody when they're leaving the salon that their hair looks beautiful, I am telling you that is the truth, because whenever anybody leaves Anthony Vincent Salon, their hair is beautiful.
That's right. It is true. And, that likable person believes that everyone is entitled to their own opinions. Elise. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Likable people, they learn from others. These people know that diversity is the secret to growth.
Of course.
I hate that word, diversity. I hear it everywhere. I think it's what do they call that?
When something's diverse, though, there's a lot of different things with it. It's a good word.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I just think it's overused in today's world.
Okay, then don't use it anymore.
I'm not.
Good.
So if
you make that statement there, no more diversity for you.
That's right. If you want to be like Elise, start with holding back any judgment you have against me. I mean, against others.
I don't judge anybody. and I especially don't judge you. When I don't like something about you, I don't judge it. I just tell it. I say it like it is.
Brutally.
Hey, you know what? I have to. You need to understand.
Likeable people, they can sit with anybody, a homeless person or a rich person.
You know, the thing is that people are people, and we're all the same. We all bleed red, and we all need oxygen to breathe. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot be just as nice to the janitor as you are to the CEO.
That's right. And I do that. I'm nice to the little people.
You have to be nice to everybody. I'm
That's
nice
right.
to everybody.
And you know, that's what President Trump does. I heard something about him before
We are
he
not
was...
a political show.
No, but this is something that President Trump has done 20 years before he was president. You know, back, I think it was 86 or 87, they wanted him to run for president. And he was in this room full of big, wealthy tycoons and businessmen. And he spoke and they cheered him on. And then when he left, he said, thank you to the wait staff, to the bus boys, to the guys sweeping the floor, to the guys in the kitchen. They kind of snuck him out the back
it's
door.
interesting.
And that's who he really is. He really is
It's really
a person
interesting.
for the little guy.
I was in a restaurant and somebody was not nice to this waitress. She was a little bit older. She was a little bit slower. She wasn't, she forgot something. Did these people think she was there for her health? No, she wasn't there for her social life. She wasn't there. She was there because she needed to be there. And it was sad to me that these people were not nice to her.
Was that the Obamas?
No, stop that. So
I was just asking.
Anyway, I couldn't even handle it. It was ridiculous. So I called the waitress over and I requested her the next time I went into that restaurant just to make sure I knew she was going to have a nice, easy table, because I'm easy that way and I'm not going to take it out on her that my food's not out on time or that it might be cold or something like that. It was it bothered me so much that they were putting her down that way. Like it was her fault that there was a problem with the meatloaf, and it freaked me out actually. So anyway.
Well. I guess they didn't have any personal boundaries. Because you see...
Boundaries are very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should learn that.
Hey, I like to touch, I like to hug. Doesn't matter who you are.
Oh, that's for sure.
That's right. I enjoy feeling the person nearby. Not in a creepy way.
Really?
No. Come on. I like to make people feel comfortable and feel welcome and warm. My type doesn't
Especially if you're single.
Well, we know that I'm not single.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh. Well, these likable people, they're not pushing themselves onto you. And in fact, a new thought. I was reading an article in Salon Today, and Rick Shallot, he wrote that by the time we're adults, most of us have learned that touching tends to raise the stakes, particularly when it comes to the sense of connectivity.
Yes, when you want to connect with somebody, touching is very important.
Right.
I will tell you, when we do our bridal events, I go right up to these women. I put my hand on their shoulder.
Do you hug
and
them?
I steer them. I never hug them unless
you put your arm
at
around
the end.
them.
No, I put my hand on their shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And I steer them in the direction of having their hair or makeup done. I never, unless I know somebody, do I ever go in for a hug. I saw that once at our bridal show. I think that's not appropriate. No matter how much cleavage there is.
I thought the girl was hot for me. She ran over to me. I think she thought she knew me.
Yes.
Anyway, there was research done back in 1976. I was just a small child back then.
Oh, were you?
Yes. And clerks at a university
Small
library. It's true. This is clerks at a university library returned some library cards to students, either with or without touching the student's hand when they returned the card.
Okay.
So what happened? The students interviewed revealed that those who had been touched evaluated the clerk and the library more favorably. And the effect even held when the students even hadn't noticed the touch.
Well, human touch is very important.
Yes, it is.
It definitely makes you feel good. It
That's right.
changes your level in your brain.
That's right. And your voice changing, like a little lower, deeper voice, that if you want a little more power, your voice can be used as that force, just kind of like Darth Vader.
No, I am your father.
Oh.
Yeah. A deep voice sounds dominant and influential.
That's interesting. That's very interesting because it depends on, like, sometimes my voice is higher and sometimes it's lower depending on what point I'm trying to make.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
very interesting. Wow. That's a truth there.
Right. So what you should do is keep your voice in a natural range. Like faking it makes you less convincing.
Oh.
So there was a study done on this by author Joey Cheng, PhD, and an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Illinois.
Wow.
Now, if you're running a meeting, lower your tone as the agenda progresses, especially if you want, if you're getting the keynote part. People subconsciously pick up on this and they start paying
It sounds
closer
like Dr.
attention.
Love.
That's right. Oh no, Dr. Love is deeper and much more romantic and much sexy. And just being aware that you are speaking in a lower voice makes you more powerful and actually can boost your self-confidence. Listen to me, lady. You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. I'll just nudge you awake to listen to our show. And if you want more, go right to our website, 920thejersey.com. Click on demand and just go right down on us directly.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, baby, your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card.
We are not the porn network. But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.